Michigan fans. Welcome back to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just breaking down Michigan's 27-17 loss to Penn State. Whoa, offensively, what a big change from last Saturday, where Cade McNamara came in and was like lightning in the bottle and was able to throw passes effectively. There was great spacing, deep balls, short balls, intermediate throws. What a complete difference. And I don't know, does it scheme? Penn State, I would think, is probably better defensively than Rutgers, but we'll see as that goes forward. I think they have to play later. I don't know. Maybe they already did. Anyways, McNamara got injured on the first TD play drive for Michigan, I should say. Yeah, in that second down play, second and goal, he got tackled and injured his shoulder. The next play, Haskins ran it in for a touchdown. He left. I think he was gone for 2 series, and he came back, and his throws it's like he was overcompensating because his arm was sore. He was overthrowing them. He wasn't accurate. He wasn't able to complete a deep ball till finally, I think it was to Henning. He did that lob pass, and Henning had to make a spectacular catch, where the Penn State defender honestly looked like a Michigan defender of weeks past, where they're there but don't do anything to stop the play. So that really hurt. I mean, offensively, McNamara went 12 of 25 for 91 yards. Milton went 1 of 3 for 21 yards. So when you only get 112 passing yards in a game in perfect conditions, not wind or anything, it really hampers your offense. And you could just see it as the game kind of got closer, especially in the second half. The Penn State defense gets closer and closer and closer and closer. They don't respect anything, because you're not doing any throws over the linebackers' heads. You're not doing any deep throws effectively. I mean, maybe there were 2 deep balls in the game. That was it. I mean, it's not going to get it done. Rushing, again, Michigan had Haskins over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Michigan, I think, finished with 174 yards rushing, which is great. But when Penn State really needed to get a stop, 4th down in this game, you can break this game down into 3 good plays, I would say. 4th and whatever it was, 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter. It was 4th and something short with McNamara still in there. I think it was Michigan's first drive of the game, and that one got broken up. You could just see right there at that play, they were just not respecting Michigan's speed. There was no spacing, and that's just the tone Penn State had. They were aggressive all day. So you have the 2 4th down failures, and it just speaks to how Michigan cannot get a push when you need a push. You had 2nd and 1s, 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, and Michigan can't get it. Even when we did get one of them, Haskins had to make some spectacular run just to get a 4th down conversion. And then obviously you don't want to diminish injuries. You see the impact there. Jackson out with a partially torn meniscus. He was the Big Ten Special Teams Player of the Week last week, out this week, and what's the immediate impact? Michigan fumbles, muffs a punt. Inside 2 minutes, sets up Penn State's field goal to make it 17-7. Those 3 points were a big difference. Do I think Michigan would have gone down and scored before halftime? No. Jim Harbaugh does not run a good 2-minute offense. But giving up those 3 points really hurt, because it made a 2-point game, and Michigan never really was able to consistently have a threat to tie up the game. The closest they got, I think, was 3 points again. So it just didn't work, and it's just what it is. I think ABC did a great job of breaking down how Michigan's defenders were in position. Don Brown has his run defense there, and they're just not making plays. Now, am I saying that every play that Don Brown has his players in position? No. Don't get me wrong, not at all. And I think Don Brown has to be fired after this year. If Jim Harbaugh does stay, I think he has to get rid of Don Brown and move on, because this is it's offensive how terrible his defense is. They broke it down to being number 92 ranked in the country now. Just historic, what a terrible drop-off statistically by the defense of Michigan from last year to this year. It's just crazy. Give credit to Penn State. Clifford, he completed the throws he had to. He had some big 3rd down throws, but he ripped the heart out of Michigan with those 3rd down scramble plays. he had that one. It was a design keeper for the 28-yard touchdown run. And then in the fourth quarter, or maybe it was the third quarter still, he had that like 30-yard run that set up the field goal to make it a 10-point game again. And Michigan just couldn't do anything after that. So, this season just is going on, and it's just, injuries are just such a part of this. I know it's a part for every team, don't get me wrong, but man, Michigan is just, the only part of the team that's not injured is the running back. And then today, statistically, I did not even see Charbonnet on the field. He had no carries. So it's like, was he nicked up? Did he get injured in practice this week? I mean, the rumors of him transferring out, I would not be surprised, because if you go a game without getting on the field, let alone any carries, why would you want to stick around for that? Transfer out, man. I love him. I love how he plays the game. But apparently Michigan just doesn't want to use him for whatever reason. Corum looks good. Haskin looks good. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, Charbonnet, where is he? Because he looked great last year in his reps. So where is he? Why is he not getting reps now? Again, Penn State, their running back Lee, 134 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Michigan just wasn't able to get enough stops. And really, the defense, again, only gave up 27. I know Penn State stopped. They could have scored a touchdown at the end of the game, so kudos to them for not running up the score, which is actually pretty decent of James Franklin, because this rivalry was a few years back was just really hated, and they would go for the scores back and forth. And you know what? That's fine. Don't get me wrong. That's in the game. So kudos to them for not running up the score. Appreciate that. But Michigan just, loses by 10. Probably would have been 13 or 17 if Penn State cared to score again. So, yeah, hoping last week would have carried over offensively. I mean, we know Michigan has problems defensively. But I got to give a shout-out to Herman Green. He played great at corner. He really covered that kind of little one-on-one bubble screen. He covered that very well. But it's just not enough. You're just not able to get 3 consistent plays to get off the field. Michigan just is not there now, and Don Brown has to go. So it's on to Maryland, and as I last saw, Indiana was putting it to Maryland pretty good. So today was a good matchup of pretty pathetic teams. It was a pretty evenly matched game, so I don't know how good Maryland is, especially after having COVID for a couple weeks off. So Indiana's handling them today. We'll see how it is next week against Michigan. 3:30 game, I think, so we'll see how that goes. Just what are your thoughts heading into this game or out of this game? At least Michigan seems to have the running game going, but then all of a sudden they can't get 3rd and 1. Can't get 4th and 1. Quarterbacks sneak. Even under the center they can't score. Can't get the play to work. So it's frustrating. And again, I never want to see the Wildcat. Michigan, forget the Wildcat. It doesn't work anymore. Forget it. Just keep your offense like normal. Forget the Wildcat. All right, just my thoughts. Sorry for a little bit of rambling, but you know what? It's just the same thing repeating over and over. Michigan can't get stops defensively, can't get plays running offensively, and injuries. Just what it is. This season, 2 more games and then the crossover game. So 3 more games to wonder about how bad we're going to lose. Yep. Hey, if you had some comments, let me know. I'll try to respond as possible. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I'll try to do a video after Michigan versus Oakland. They play Sunday late evening. So I'll try to do a little video about that one. Hopefully the basketball team can make me forget how bad Michigan football is right now. But as always, go blue, and I'll see you next time.